Cool. So, Marco, welcome. Lovely to see you again.
Yeah,
It's been a little while. How's life?
yeah, quite good, Yeah, doing my stuff at university and it's all good. Yeah, it's going
Okay.
well.
Oh, that's cool. That's good. So you're a busy person still.
Yeah, quite busy. Yeah, let's say that.
Okay, cool. Well, at least life is not boring, right?
No, never boring. Never.
Exactly. Cool. So Marco's here today with us just to talk a little bit about his experience of studying with Peartree and just to give us his thoughts on that. So again, thanks a lot, Marco. Lovely to see you again, as
Uh,
always.
no worries. It's a
Really
pleasure for
appreciate
me.
your time. A pleasure for me too. Um, so, Marco, now that you've got your score in IELTS, well, tell us a little bit about what score you got in the end.
Yeah, in the end, I got a 7.5 score at the
Okay.
IELTS exam. Yeah, I was very happy about that
Oh, that's
the
cool. And
result.
was
Yeah,
that the first time you had taken the IELTS exam?
yes, was the first time. Yeah.
Uh, how how do you feel that the lessons that you did with Peartree, so was with me, I had the pleasure of working with Marco. How do you feel that they prepared you for the real thing, the real exam?
Yeah, it helped me a lot because, for instance, for the writing part, I wasn't very secure. Because in my life daily, I don't usually write or I don't usually read maybe that much. So especially in English, of course, because I'm Italian, I'm from Italy, so it's not my first language. And with Pear Tree, I learned many, useful skills and tactics. I'd say that to develop my writing skills. So it was really helpful to me uh, to do the exam.
Oh, that's really cool.
And we also did we spent many time even focusing on the other three parts, which are the reading, speaking, and listening. But I'd say that mostly on the writing part, maybe for my uh, previous preparation or level of English. I don't know. Yeah, I think.
So the writing was where you felt you had the biggest kind of gap
Yeah,
in your
yeah.
knowledge
I would
and
definitely
your
say that.
confidence.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And thinking about the other parts of the exam, so you just mentioned the other parts, so the reading and the listening and the speaking. Um, Obviously, and I'm not just saying this because we're talking now, you were an excellent student to work with because you were very good at organizing your time. You were very good at doing all the practice
Thank you.
outside class. You were very, very dedicated, which was, a pleasure to work with. But even with, let's say, the speaking exam, which is something which is a little bit kind of less structured in terms of preparation than maybe the
Yes.
reading exam or the writing exam, how do you feel that the lessons helped you with that?
Yeah. So it helped me because as you were saying, the exam, the speaking exam, is structured in a specific way. So you need to get familiar with the structure of the exam. And so, for example, you taught me how to be chill, not chill, to be like let's say chill, and also
Totally.
sorry, there's the dog. That's
No problem.
this.
That's real life.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry. No problem at all.
um, so yeah, we were speaking about the speaking part. Yeah, okay.
Exactly, yeah.
So and also for example, I'm not very used to use idioms in
Hmm.
the English language. So and it was something that I didn't hear a lot about. So knowing these idioms and ways to express myself was very useful to me for the exam, for the IELTS exam.
Oh, that's cool. Do you think that it's now obviously for you, you were very focused on getting the score that you needed for
Yeah,
IELTS for
of
some
course.
reasons we'll talk about in a second, and you did an amazing job. 7.5 first time is extremely hard to get, so congratulations again on that. But
Thank
do
you
you
very
think
much.
that the preparation that you did with Peartree helped you with kind of English for your life as well?
Yeah, of course, because we were talking about the exam, but also we were learning how to speak the language as you speak, with every other person who knows how to speak English. So it's not only for the exam itself, but also for your everyday life. And I wanted to do the IELTS exam in order to go to study abroad. And of course, if you want to study abroad, you need a good level of English, which is something that I developed doing the our lessons. Yeah,
Oh, that's
so
cool. Thanks a
it was
lot, man.
helpful for life. Yeah,
That's good because there is life outside IELTS. It's always
yeah, of course.
always important to remember that, especially when you're stuck in the middle of kind of IELTS zone and you think, "Oh, this is never going to end." There is life outside IELTS, and any English that you learn is going to help you with
Of course,
communicating with real people in life, right? Which is the main goal at the end of the day.
of
So
course.
thinking about your kind of future plans, you touched on that a
Yeah,
bit. Then, what does your score in IELTS mean for your future? How is that going to help you?
like you mean the score for my academic purposes?
Yeah, exactly for the purposes in terms of your future studies or what you want to do kind of going forward in your life. How is the 7.5 going to help you to do that?
Okay. So, talking academically, you need to get a certain score if you want to uh, go to certain universities. So, for example, as I was telling you before, I wanted to go to Japan. So, in order to go to certain universities in Japan, you need a 7.0 score.
Mhm.
And even if you want to go to the US, for example, but in many countries where they speak English as maybe not first language, but where you take lessons in English,
Mm.
you need at least a 7.0, a score, yeah, score of 7.0. So that was my goal, and I worked to get to that point, and I'm very proud and happy that we shared, that path to get to the 7.0. I mean, I had 7.5, but the goal was still 7.0.
Sure.
Of course, I'm happier for that, but yeah, that that
Oh,
was
definitely.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, and you absolutely should be proud of yourself because I said as I mentioned, it's not easy. 7.0 is not easy. 7.5 even harder. So it's a great achievement. Just a couple more questions for you, Marco, if that's okay. Um, So thinking about having kind of one-to-one sessions then. So as we mentioned, this was with me, but could be with any one of our experienced trainers. Um, how do you think having one-to-one sessions instead of perhaps kind of group classes, which is sometimes how people study for IELTS, benefited you?
so maybe having a one. A singular lesson. I don't remember the term that you use, but
And so
anyway,
I mean, there's lots of ways we can say. Usually, we just say one-to-one.
okay, one-to-one lesson. You focus specifically, I think, on your issues or doubts,
Mhm.
and so maybe working in a group could be helpful too because maybe you hear other people's problem that might be your problem too,
Yeah.
but if maybe you're on a higher level, it could be um, respect to another person, uh, maybe it would be less helpful because maybe you already know that thing, that might be not just one but many things that you already know, so maybe it could slow you down, so
Sure.
mm, I think the one to one, sorry, I can't
Uh,
remember.
th-
Yeah, one to one lesson.
Perfect.
It's helpful for that specific reason, so that you have your time and
Sure.
you can deal with the other person one to one on your specific issues.
So you can kind of get to know your specific strengths and weaknesses, and then really kind of
Yeah,
hone in on those.
exactly. Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. Final question for you, Marco, if that's okay. So, as an extremely successful IELTS
Mm.
student with
Thank you.
Peartree, what would your it's true. What would your kind of top piece of advice be to anybody who's just starting out on their IELTS learning journey?
So it would be, as you said before, you need to do, I think, your homework and your works uh, time by time. So maybe do not procrastinate. I don't know if you use that
It's
term.
the perfect verb.
Okay, yeah,
Absolutely.
so do not procrastinate, but do things time by time. And also, which is a thing that I'm used to do since I was younger, it's mm, practice your English. So maybe if you can't speak with someone, maybe watch a TV series or movies and stuff, so that you can, you're used to the language, as
Yeah.
you told me, because I remember that when we were doing the courses, you always told me to keep practice hearing, listening to some English to get used to it.
Yeah.
And of course to make questions, I think, because while we were doing the lessons, I was always asking you why this, why not this. And I think generally in life, when you don't understand something, you should always ask, so that the other person, which is obviously well prepared, and as a teacher that you are, but in generally in life, you need to ask so that you can get the response that you needed, I think.
Totally.
It's kind of the
I
main.
think that's a really great piece of advice that a lot of people forget about, actually. Just ask questions. If you're
Yeah,
not sure about something, something's not clear, it's much better to say, wait a minute, sorry, what does that mean? Or could you explain that again? Than to continue on and say, okay, yeah, yeah, I got that. And then you get kind of 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the line,
yeah,
and you think, no, I really didn't get that. I should have asked.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
absolutely, as a trainer as well, I always really like it when students ask questions. I definitely
yeah,
think that that's a feature of a good student, and just like Marco, always ask good questions as well. So yeah, definitely don't be afraid to do that, because again, in a one-to-one setting, you can do that more easily than you can maybe in a group setting as well. So I
yeah.
think that's amazing advice. So thank you very much for joining us, Marco.
It
Pleasure
was
to
a pleasure.
talk to you. Pleasure to catch up as always.
I'm
Maybe we'll
sorry
do
for
so
the
again
dog,
in the
but
future.
it happens. I'm sorry for the dog coming here.
Oh, don't worry. No, it's like
Okay,
it makes the whole thing more authentic. You know what I
okay,
mean? It's much better.
okay.
Everyone's like, okay, no, he's a real person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Not
was not
it.
scripted, Yeah.
No, it's not. It's definitely not scripted, right? And nobody's going to say, "Oh, maybe he's an AI human." No, I
No,
can
no,
guarantee you, Marco is
for
one
real.
hundred percent
Yeah,
human. As am I, for better or worse. So thanks again to Marco for joining us. Always a pleasure. And as always, if you like what you've seen here, you can like and subscribe to our channel. Please do. You can contact us via the website, peartreelanguages.com. Hit us up on WhatsApp. The number's right there. Insta and Facebook as well. We're on there too. We'd love to hear from you. And if you would like some IELTS training or any other type of one-to-one small group training like Marco had with us, and we had the pleasure to work with him on that, get in touch and hopefully we can help you get where you want to go, like Marco. Thanks again, Marco. It's been a pleasure.
thank you, thank you.
Okay, I'm just gonna hit stop on the recording 1 second.